Deep within the catacombs of Quarter Keep, the original home of the departed Guardians, Ophelia Brightwood scans the area, examining the ancient tombs, muttering to herself, "There must be someone who can help us. Someone left over who knows about these creatures."
Hey, Ophelia, did you say something?
Ophelia taps her call clasp. "No, sorry, Nix, just talking to myself. Trying to figure out any sort of clue that we could find that could help Jack or Quentin, or Emby or Droopy for that matter. I can't get a hold of them either."
Yeah, I got nothing on my end either, sis. But I was just checking in. Hold up, Astrid's trying to tell me something. What? What is it? What do you want?
Ophelia returns to her search, desperately wanting to find anything that could help out her team. When out of the corner of her eye, she spots a casket, slightly ajar. Nix, I might have found something." As she walks over to the slab and slides it with great hesitation, she's surprised to find the coffin empty, unused, completely vacant. Ophelia rings up Nix once again and says, "Hey, I found something really strange. One of the tombs is missing its person. It looks to be that Nerissa woman, you know, the one we talked about earlier? Or the one that Quentin talked about earlier. I find that odd, don't you? Given that Jack was taken when he was in her old room, I just... It's not just me who finds that weird, right? It can't be a coincidence." Nix? Nix, do you hear me? Answer me. When no response is given, immediately Ophelia runs out of the catacombs and into the main yard, calling out to her team. And as she searches and screams, all she finds is a faint glimmer of the aurora borealis dissipating into the sky.
Previously on Hilltopper and Pilgrim.
This girl Nerissa, I thought the world of her. And she was toxic, she was vile. She hurt me, she hurt people around her. By the time I left to go look for the new base, Nerissa had died, and I don't know what happened to Sia. And I only have that ability thanks to my right-hand man, my advisor right here.
No, I know you're mad.
Jack, what did you see?
I opened the coffin.
Oh, dear.
And you see the deceased body of Nerissa Holmes, preventing the Pumice's prophecy. So they got this wild little prophecy that only one of the purest heart can do it.
Oh my goodness, I'm free! I have free will!
Oh, cool.
I'm not like them!
Edward creates a magic scroll, and he gives Droopy the scroll called Guardian of Faith. I don't care if I get stuck down here, as long as they're out, like that matters way more to me, because I know I helped someone.
And I see that all the time. The moment gets to you, it keeps you down. But, you know, you can keep moving forward.
I just don't know if we have time to construct a machine.
Machine should be there.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. As long as no one's messed with it or deconstructed it or anyway. And you go in the center of it, and all of the Aurora magic turns into basically a teleportation portal, and it sends you out into the world. From my account, anyone who uses that way to get out of Nyson stays out of Nyson.
You know, we have a lot of stuff, do we not, Jack?
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff.
Hey, would you guys mind keeping Will as well? I really don't want to.
Will does not need to go with you.
No.
Yeah, come here, Will. Come here. New bag to stay. New home for you to sit in. Come here.
Okay, so the invisibility cloak.
Because if you recall, it was big enough for like me and Droopy.
Yes, I will say that it's big enough for Jack and Gray.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm good to not be in it.
No,
as
it was
well.
mostly to cover up his flaming head.
The flaming head's really not that big of an issue.
I meant like for visual stealth sake.
It's still not that big of an issue.
Really?
No, but if y'all actually just get behind it.
Yeah.
You just put it up like a curtain.
Well,
you're going to be invisible.
And my thought too is I'm sure that he's actually a pretty great character, but as Jack Pilgrim myself, I don't trust his stealth skills. Sure. So that was another huge issue for me.
I will say the only thing that I will have you roll for is for stealth, but you will have advantage just because you guys are medium size. So maybe it like will cut. Like it won't go down to like your shoes.
Yeah.
So if someone looked really, really hard, they could see you. But for the most part, you guys are invisible, and you will be invisible for an hour. So my question is, do you guys camp and wait until the hour before, like right before the conjunction?
Because if you're going to do this scouting trip, you can say to us, okay, now would be a good time for y'all to start heading over here.
Yeah. So that'd be good because then we wouldn't have to backtrack either.
No. We don't need you to backtrack.
Yes.
I mean, if nothing else, just even just right outside the castle or something. But for the most part, we can play that by ear because only you will know what's going on.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So that all works. And so you set up camp and you make a little fire and you guys are resting and eating. So any health points that you guys have lost, you all regain. And any spell slots that you've lost, you all regain.
Oh, okay.
Because you were resting less than 8 hours, but you guys are, I would consider this a long rest. Okay. So you wait.
Yeah, it's definitely less than 8 hours. Oh, yeah.
But you wait until time is ready and you were outside the outskirts of the castle, and you can tell that it's getting closer and closer because the auroras are becoming larger. And as Tristan, you described it as currents. You can see these large aurora waves becoming bigger and bigger and all leading into a singular point. That beam of light is still shining. It's not as bright as you thought it was. It's not like a sunlight bright, but it's still, big enough to see from about 12 hours away.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Actually more like 7 hours away because you guys got there ahead of time. But so yeah, Tristan, whenever you are ready, you and Gray can go scout.
And that we just try to enter not from the front door. What's a good entry point that we see?
Make a perception roll.
All right. That's a 21.
Okay. There's an open window. So it seems like out of all, like there's a lot of stained glass windows along the lining of this wall, along the lining of this mountain, because the castle was built into the mountain.
Yeah.
And it's your regular fantasy castle, very medieval European, not Gothic, just like Dark Ages level castle. Lots of stained glass pictures, all of Zigabeth. But one of them was not completed yet, and there's a hole inside that you can get into.
Okay, cool. So that we do. I help out Gray, and we're inside.
Okay, so you guys are inside the castle. Now I need you to make your stealth roll with advantage.
All right, cool. Both 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you start going through the castle, and everything is lined with polished stone. There's paintings and pictures everywhere. Some of them not of Zigabeth. They are of what you can consider his family. Okay. And some are just paintings of different scenery of Nyssen. But as you go around, there are no guards. There are no Pamais anywhere.
Everywhere I go, I'm looking through cupboards and drawers and stuff.
There's not a whole lot.
He doesn't actually live there, does he?
He does, actually.
Oh, okay.
This is his home.
Oh, okay.
And you find some of the rooms that would be his bedrooms. So he has more than one,
of course,
of a variety of different colors and themes. You find a big room filled with a lot of different bunk beds, and they're in pretty well condition, and you can kind of assume this is where the Pamais live. So it's not miserable. The fact
chandeliers, I'm sure.
There are chandeliers everywhere.
Yeah.
Liberace.
Just in terms of stuff that's worth money, you really only find There's not like a treasure roll. I guess I do that.
Yeah.
I'll do that. You find maybe about 16 large gemstones that I would say is probably worth about 150 gold pieces
Each?
in total. That whole bag
Okay.
is about 150.
All right. I'm throwing them all in. I don't know what they're for.
This was where the original stones from the door. What do you call them?
Oh, the Infinity Stones?
Yeah.
No.
This is where the original Infinity Stones came from.
No, they're non-magical.
They don't even. I'm looking at them, and with all my experience from what I'm gathering here, is that I'm looking at them, and it's not like rhinestones to diamonds. They're not exactly rhinestones, but they're definitely not diamonds. So I'm just
maybe somebody fooled him, and he paid a lot of money for like costume.
That's what it seems
jewelry.
like. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're not. They're not the royal crown jewels.
Yes, which he thought they were.
But maybe in the real world they would be like from K. I don't know how good K Jewelers is.
Well, yeah,
they're pretty good.
Okay,
Those are
you're all right.
No, you're talking K Jewelers is legit.
Like
Okay.
I'm not saying they're from Cece's Pizzas, like
exactly. I'm thinking
like vending machine
I'm
stuff.
thinking stones from Walmart's jewelry department.
Walmart's,
Walmart jewelry
level
department.
Jewelry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one's up here. It's like
So Jack, you are just meandering around this castle. We'll cut back to Emmy. Emmy, you're sitting there next to this fire that Quentin is tending to while Roxy is taking a nap, just trying to get over from some of the pain of her leg. And you see Zert just standing by the coffin, looking at it but not really saying anything. Who do you want to talk to?
it's awkward. It's awkward to talk to Zert because my communication skills are so limited.
Sure.
But I guess you could always just say yes or no.
Okay. If you'd like to do that, that could happen.
You could always assign these characters a number and roll for it.
That's also true.
Yeah.
But your yes and no, like question asking for Zert would work.
Okay. Because I'm well. Okay.
So you're gonna talk to Zert?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you walk over to Zert, and they break their gaze from the coffin, and they look at you and just give you a little wave, and they say thank you to you again.
And I'm guessing that it's really tall, right?
Yeah.
So I stand on the coffin because it's easier for me to not be down here.
It sounds like it's super grateful to you too.
Make an insight check, so you can read their body language.
That doesn't look like it landed completely though.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's like cockeyed dice.
Oh, this is even worse.
How did that get worse?
I know. How could it be worse? Well, it did. Yeah. All right. So that's a 10.
Okay. 10's not bad.
Okay.
So you're having a hard time really understanding them. But you do recall you did kind of stick up for them when Quentin was more aggressive about the coffin in the last episode.
Yeah.
So you can tell that that's what they're saying thank you for.
Okay. And I say, you can just say yes or no, or okay. I just want, I'm wondering how are you?
They do a shaky hand like so.
Okay. And my concern also is with the coffin, the box, because as we get in there and get going, and you said you're going to try to attack the Mind Slayer.
They nod yes.
Right? Okay. We might have to leave the box at some point while we're fighting.
Zert nods.
Because I'm just trying to think ahead. I'm just like...
These are really good questions.
Well, and they look around and they can tell Roxy's not really paying attention. Quentin's lost in his own thought. And Zert looks to you and points at their rusted guard.
Mouth guard.
Their mouth guard, and they put their hands on it and they pull, and then they point at you and they stick out their helm to you, almost asking you to pull on this.
So it's doing this and doing, like almost like a puppy, how he does,
Yeah.
And I go, Oh, you want me to pull on this?
And then as soon as you say that, they look around and do a whisk, like a shush motion to see if anybody kind of noticed, but then nods yes.
So I do.
Make a strength roll.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
Much better.
Oh, it was way much
All right.
better.
Now let's get these rolls out of the way for these little things here before we fight.
16.
Okay. Yeah, and it takes some force, but as you break off the rust, you pull the bottom. It almost looks like a jawline completely out. And Zert steps back and winces in pain and covers their face. And Quentin looks over. I'm gonna see if he is
in the know.
He looks over, and he goes, "Hey, is everything all right over there?"
Oh, yeah. I was just trying to make conversation. My conversation. It's okay. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
They kind of look like they're in pain. Like, were they okay? Do you want to see about that?
Oh, yeah. Let me see about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I can always, heal them up. You know how I do.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I don't really know if they have a body or not, but okay. And he kind of looks warily back at you, kind of giving you a cold shoulder, given that everything that's happened with you and him so far.
Yeah.
And he goes back to tending the fire. And when you look, you can see this spirit form underneath where this hole in their armor is. And Zert whispers, "Thank you." And then points at the helm that you're still holding on to and tells you to flip it over.
Okay. And I do.
So when you do,
The Wi-Fi password's in it.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Weirder. Wedge into that, you see this big plunger-looking thing, almost like an EpiPen.
Okay.
If we're going to relate that to the real world.
Yeah.
And you take it out, and then Zert points at their neck and then points at Narissa's coffin.
Oh, you want me to inject Narissa?
They nod, yes.
Yes. I'm like, and I'm thinking, you're kidding. Okay.
And then Zert does a sort of like pleading motion.
Okay.
Almost like, please do this for me.
So I do look around, and at this point, I don't know if he went to go get firewood, but he actually walked away.
Okay.
Conveniently.
Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. So I open the thing, and I do just... Ka-chunk.
So as soon as you stick it in, you realize it's not injecting, it's removing.
Oh.
So some form of liquid, it's not blood, it's not anything else, comes out into the
device.
The device.
Yeah.
And make a perception roll.
Okay. This is getting creepier by the second. 16.
Okay. That's... You noticed a distinct color change from Narissa's corpse. It goes from like a corpse color.
Yeah, like
to
ashy gray.
Ashy gray to like even more ashy gray. There's a distinctive change.
You mean darker?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that wasn't helpful.
And then you take a step back and you're still holding the device, and then Zert just closes.
Says close the lid.
Yeah, and close, and then walks away, and they're saying like, don't talk about this.
What do you want me to do with it?
They turn around and they stick their hand out like
Give it to me.
Yes.
Okay.
And so they take it and then they pocket it.
And I go, what about this other thing? Do you want it back?
They say like, no, like don't worry about it.
So if he asks, because he will, I'll say that you were in pain, that was bothering you, so you asked me to take it off, okay?
They give you 2 big thumbs up.
Okay. Oh, dear. And I'm like, I hope that's all good.
This felt like a drug deal.
Hey, right? And I'm in the middle. Golly.
I feel like we just traded spots for a bit here.
You and Gray have been walking around.
Yeah, you're just walking around. I'm doing weirdo stuff.
So we were hanging out for like 15 minutes, I think, before I remember that we should probably be looking for important things like
Yes.
the machine or the entrance to the forge.
You were eating something in the kitchen, and Gray's just like,
We were Scooby-Doo and Shaggy for a bit.
right, for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Great
And I'm
was-
out here hungry.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what the cuisine and
You
nice
had
is
better
like.
bring me back something, mister.
I don't know if it's good. That's what we're trying.
And Gray, it was just like, yo, ruh-roh. Hey, we need to find the entrance.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Wait, entrance to what? Because, I mean, it sounds like we could be finding two things here. We just split up, too, because we could use call class.
I'm
I
sorry.
wouldn't recommend it.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to split up.
Okay, that's a good idea.
No.
It's just we would need to decide. I mean, it sounds like we all want to figure out where the forge is, but honestly, I don't think it matters which one we try to figure out here because we could just open the gate and we could all walk in and it'll be fine. At least we know there's nothing here that's gonna attack us. My thought is though, are we trying to figure out like where the Archimedes machine is or the entrance to the forge?
From what Archimedes explained, and I'm sorry he didn't explain well, part of the character, part of me, the machine and the forge should be in the same area.
Oh, okay.
Because I guess I was just imagining that one's in the basement, one's in the attic.
Okay. Yeah, and that's not
The case.
It's not the case, and that's not a wrong
Assumption?
assumption. Thank you.
Would you say that this scene opened up and it wasn't just Gray and Jack Pilgrim eating, but they were also, because you said we've leveled up and that we could possibly summon our spiritual guides.
Well, I know you can do it twice.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think Emmy now can do it twice.
Okay. Would you say the scene opened up and it was the three of us hanging out?
I mean, if you
That
like.
other guy's not going to. Pilgrim's not going to be able to eat.
Oh, and,
No, I know. We're just hanging
okay.
out.
Oh, okay.
well, and Paladin Pilgrim, I think he's quick to say like, all right, you guys need to go on your mission. This is fun for a little bit, and I know we got to kill some time, but we need to find the entrance to the forge.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Make an investigation roll.
All right.
Gee whiz. We've had the worst rolls today.
Oh my, that's a 5.
Okay.
That's a personal one though. If you want to roll for Paladin or Gray,
No, they're
this is a total group roll.
yeah, they're following.
Wow.
your
I guess
lead.
that we're all just eating.
So
Paladin. It's fine.
you're eating a little bit, you're walking around, and then you're like, hey, let's go back and go eat. So you're still meandering around the castle. Emmy, as you're still kind of grasp like what just happened with you and Zert,
Uh-huh.
you all realize, hey, time's running out.
Yeah.
There's about maybe 15 minutes to go. So you call Jack.
Oh.
Yes. And so I do. I go, hey, Jack, how's it going? And I think we should start moving towards the castle, right?
Yeah, it's going pretty good. I mean, honestly, like there's nothing here. Sorry we didn't call you earlier. We were just like exploring this area. It's just
Do you want us?
there's literally nothing here. So
Do
honestly,
you want us to just head towards the front gate?
yeah, just open that baby up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you'll be on the other side of the gate.
Well, no, we're heading towards the forge. It's honestly, it's just it feels like it's just lower. We haven't exactly found that area yet as well, but it feels like it's just deep in the castle.
Okay, but Jack, I mean, if you come across the mind flare, and you're alone, then it's kind of not going to be part of the plan because remember, Zert is going to attack the thing and stuff. So I think you should maybe.
I guess you're right. I motioned towards Gray. Throw away the food, and
just kind of be near the gate entrance, and so when we come in, then we're all together, and we'll just all head to the
yeah.
forge.
I guess you also need help with the coffin. All right, Gray, let's go.
Yeah, for sure.
So as you hang up, Emmy, you, Quentin, and Roxy start making your way to the drawbridge and start walking with you. And Quentin turns and goes, well, what are we going to do about Narissa? And Zert like shakes their head like, don't worry about it. And Quentin looks and he's like, Emmy, how do you feel about this? Should we just leave her?
I think it's up to Zert. And so you want us to just leave the box here, right?
Zert nods yes.
And I go, right?
What does Roxy say with all this?
She turns and does some sign language to Zert asking, like, are you sure you want to do that? like what changed now? And I'm gonna make a deception roll. Emmy, I need you to
Fight that deception roll?
yeah, do persuasion.
13.
Okay. With a combined roll, it doesn't go well. So Quentin goes, okay, what's up? He says, Zert, I know we've had our differences. I still don't necessarily trust you, and I certainly don't trust you right now. But I can't really talk to you too well. And while this is going on, Roxy's like completely signing all of this. Yeah. And he looks at you, Emmy, and he says, Emmy, what's going on?
Well, we had actually talked about that because if we're in a battle situation and here we're trying to drag a coffin around, I did say, hey, what are we going to do? Do you have a plan? Do you have an idea? My concern was when we're in a battle, what are we going to do with the coffin? We can't drag a coffin around. And so they were okay with with leaving it in. So that's what I'm assuming we're doing.
Quentin looks at Zert and notices the missing mouth guard, but Zert just nods and tells Roxy, like, yes, I'm fine with doing that. And Quentin goes, I don't know what you're up to, but hey, I'm fine with it. I've had my peace with Nerissa as much as I
can.
I thought they gave her a proper burial. Obviously, her body came down here. Still don't know how that happened. But, Emmy, if you're fine with it, I'm fine with it.
I just don't see any other way. We cannot battle and we can't do what we got to do and drag this around.
And then Roxy says, well, do you want to carry her corpse?
Closer?
No, like physically her corpse to come outside with us? And Quentin, it just shakes his head and goes, look, it's over and done with. She's dead. That's her body.
Let's just leave it underneath these trees for right now.
Sure. So he starts walking towards the main gate and drawbridge.
Okay.
And Roxy,
me and Roxy look at each other like,
and then Zert follows behind, and they tap you on the shoulder so that like nobody sees and gives you like a thumbs up. So you guys go to the gate, and Jack, I assume you are...
We are the ones lowering the gate.
Okay, so you guys are lowering the gate. I need both of you to make perception checks.
Perception?
Not perception, my bad.
Oh my God.
Because it has to do with listening too.
Okay, good. No. I got 17.
10.
Okay. As the drawbridge lowers and you guys walk in, you start to talk to Jack, or maybe even Gray, about like, hey, what did you see and all of this? And then
I go, what did you eat?
Nothing.
I've been starving.
I know. I'd have saved some for you.
Gray goes, you could have eaten the fruit.
There was fruit?
Yeah, the gross fruit.
No, I don't want gross fruit.
But as you guys are now talking, Jack, you hear a familiar voice. It sounds muffled and coming from downstairs, but it goes, hey, you, get your hands off of me. Oh my, yeah, if you let go, you little freaky dinosaur things, I'm just going to kick your ass.
I grab Wilfrey and I ask I'm asking him, do you hear that?
And he,
oh, remember I had him though.
Yeah, I know. So I grab him.
Okay.
He goes, I hear something.
Follow it.
Okay. And he jumps down and starts walking again.
Yeah, come here, point.
And so then the whole party starts running. And as you're running, you hearing the voice get louder and louder. It's Nyx. That's who you're hearing. And so in a back room, you kick the door open and there's a winding staircase that's leading down to the basement.
I shouldn't do this, but I can. I take my recall blade out and I drop it down the staircase just to hear. I know. I mean, you're looking at something right now. Mm-hmm.
But I am gonna let him drop his sword. It falls and makes a bunch of noise and clatters down the staircase for a little bit, but then it stops.
Okay.
You don't know if it fell on a step or if it hit the bottom.
Okay.
But you have made noise.
Okay. Do we hear any more noise from them, or did they stop because of that?
You still hear Nyx's voice yelling, but now you're hearing people like murmuring.
Oh, it's kind of stopped a bit because they heard something? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I have something called protection from evil and magic circle. And so I'm pretty sure that I could like keep us safe from, like some kind of like onset, some kind of attack or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we're so close, because I was thinking, all right, we need to tell Wilfrey, to start thinking of all those fun things, think of all those fun things. And we need to start thinking different things to confuse that thing.
Okay, so protection from evil and good. It will protect one creature.
Oh.
Yeah, so magic circle I don't think can help you against a mind flayer.
We'd also be moving down. Isn't that a stationary type of?
I don't believe so.
Oh, okay.
I almost saw it as like a field around it.
That's what I was thinking as well, but I
it's a 10-foot radius and a 20-foot tall cylinder. So the protection from evil and good, you can protect one person for up to 10 minutes, and they will basically get like a field around them, and they can be protected from aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and the undead.
Not to be that guy, but I was going to do this anyway, but I was going to motion to everyone not to charge down the staircase, and I was going to sneak down there.
So then if you're protected, you could actually not get hurt.
Yeah,
Okay, so I can do that.
So you cast the spell.
I cast a spell over him.
And you touch Jack. So Jack, a little golden field goes around you.
Do you still have the invisibility cloak?
Yeah, I punch Gray in the shoulder and ask him for it.
So yeah, he hands it to you. And make a stealth roll with advantage.
All right. 16.
Okay. So you make your way down the spiral staircase with everybody else up there.
Once I pass it, I'm going to pick up my recall blade if somebody hasn't gotten it.
No, yeah. So you pick it up because it was about halfway down. And as you're going down, you go into this large basement. This basement is actually another cave. It's one large open cavern with the fungal mushrooms along the sides of the walls. It's incredibly wide and deep, maybe about like 50 by 80 feet. And at the end of the room, you see this mechanical wooden cone that Archimedes was talking about.
Yeah.
And there's a light shining that is reflecting off of it, and that has been what's causing the beacon of light to show up. And it is pointing up through a natural cavern. So it looks like a waterfall used to be there and eroded all of the rock and stone to make this natural opening.
Yeah.
The water's dried up since then, so it's just an open hole. And then what really catches your eye is there's a large pit in the center of the room, and flowing around it is the forge liquid that you normally see. But it's not stationary in like the pool. It's floating around it, almost like
gases,
like gases, almost like a vapor,
like Saturn.
Yeah, like Saturn's rings. So it's just floating around it, and around what I keep calling it is a large crystal, and that has multiple like psionic tendrils around it that are locked itself into the sides of the rooms. So almost like an octopus arm has stuck itself to the sides of the walls, but there's like 20 different tendrils
coming out of the crystal
and pinning it to the sides of the wall.
If I had to figure from looking at it, does it look like ill will, like evil, or does it look like it's just this natural thing?
It looks like it's natural, and it looks like it's been corrupted.
Okay.
And make a perception check as you look closer into
the
it.
aurora is like a natural thing that happens, but they're using it for evil or something.
I got a 14.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you said that's fine.
Okay. What I had wondered about is like originally what he did in the past is put his gauntlets in.
Yeah.
I wonder if that wouldn't work again this time.
Well, yeah.
You don't see like a pit because normally you have like a cauldron or something you can like touch. This time it looks like, if you want to shut it down, you got to grab this crystal.
Oh.
And when you look into the crystal, you can see within it a faint dim light, and surrounding it is a ton of different silhouettes. Since you got a roll that because it's 14 plus whatever your perception is, which is like 7 or something.
That I got 18 total.
Okay. Yeah. You can make out some of the shadows. They are silhouettes of the different pumice. And as you can see, you can look and you see Blue and you see Rocky, some of the pumice that you've met. And then you see a figure that you don't recognize. But then you see one that you do, and it's Astrid. In
the crystal?
In the crystal. You follow one of the tendrils that's locked into this big chair as a group of pumice are locking Nyx into it. And around them, you can see that they have the hollowed out eyes and the discolor in their face. And when you look and you see the rest, about 30 different pumice, you see some of the ones like Blue, who's now mind controlled. And among them is Astrid. So they have now found your friend, and as Nyx is yelling and screaming, she gets mind controlled by the crystal as well.
Droopy is
nowhere to be seen.
Silhouette not in there either.
No.
All right.
I was just gonna ask.
But you watch what you can only assume as Nyx's mind get launched back into the crystal, and so her yelling and struggling gets pointed back into the crystal, and you can see her banging on the crystal as she's kind of floating around inside it, and then her body just gets up and marches back in order with the rest of the pumice. And leading all of this is Zigabeth and the Mind Flayer.
Oh, good. So my first thought, actually, we didn't establish this before.
Okay.
So hopefully this doesn't sound like, oh, I'm cheating, because I'm not. I don't think I am. I never let go of Wilfrey.
Oh yeah, you had him. That's fine.
Yeah. I would say like I had him in my bag. I think I describe the situation, but just to give it a sense of urgency, I don't tell you guys about it. I just say I need a distraction. Everyone down here now.
Okay.
And I sort of roll Wilfrey up and I tell him, be very quiet and just do what we told you to do. There's a lot of fun things to think about.
So he walks out and he goes, okay, I'll say hello. And he walks out from underneath the cloak. And he goes, hello. And they all turn and look. And then he starts thinking as he's just walking towards Zigabeth goes, what? No, go check that out. And a couple of the pumice guards run out and they're coming your direction. And the Mind Flayer talks with you and goes, oh, hello there, Mr. Pilgrim.
Hi.
I see we're talking again.
I'd say you're talking to me.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
16.
Okay. Emmy, you run down just like Jack told you to do. What do you run ahead of the group? Are you in front? Where are you as the group's running down the stairs?
Who said I'm going to attack?
Sure.
Be first.
So you let Zert run ahead.
Yeah.
They're running down.
I may have been, ahead, but then I said, Jack just said we need to come down now. And so I moved over to the side and Zert came in first.
Okay.
Then me, then Quentin.
That's all I need.
Okay.
I just need to know where you were.
I was second from.
So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Man, I only have like a 6.
Okay. So as soon as you run down, Zert makes a beeline and just starts booking it. As you run down, you get this large headache that cripples you. So you fall and roll on the ground and you are incapacitated. Mm-hmm. You are paralyzed.
Oh.
Just with immense pain and shock. And a memory floods back to you, no pun intended, but you were brought back to Tranquility Bay.
Oh, wow.
When everything was flooded, when you couldn't find Elliot. That's you're basically reliving right now this memory of looking for Elliot all throughout your home, your water, and you can't find him.
Oh, that's awful.
And you just keep hearing voices of like, you're not going to get him. He's dead. He's gone. You're never going to see him again. And so you are just racked with pain. Jack, you hear the Mind Flayer tell you, didn't think she'd go down that easy, having a powerful mind. I guess it wasn't that strong, don't you think?
She's not as on her toes as I am. I'm walking through these forces about to meet each other because I got the invisibility cloak on.
So he's communicating with him, but he still can't see him.
He does not know where he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
He knows he's there, but he can't see him.
My worry too was that he was able to like figure out where direction wise I'd be, like based on where I am in the cavern.
Right now, your cover is still good.
Okay. Yeah, and I figured too, I'm just walking through the fight. There's a lot of mines here, and I'm gonna assume, I mean, my thought is like, Wolfrey is like some sort of weird like organism thing, but if there's something a little bit technological about him, that means that these thoughts that he's running have all got to be going at the same time. There's got to be a lot running at the same time, way more than like anything I definitely can think of at the same time, you know?
Right, but that's why I was so surprised when it hit me, because I thought, isn't Wilfrey's thing happening, working?
With Emmy lost in her nightmares, Gray rushes to her, doing what he can to snap her out of it. Behind him, Roxy slips on a stair step and winces. Quentin pulls her and himself into the shadows, just trying to keep themselves safe. As Jack wears Emmy's invisibility cloak, he sneaks around, keeping Wilfrey out of cover, and lets Zert draw the attention to themselves. Losing control and amidst the chaos, Zigabeth whines, saying,
No. He goes, this isn't supposed to be happening. He goes, if all of you just stayed where you were and just listened to me, none of this would be an issue. No one would be getting hurt and no one would be getting attacked.
As he does this, he steps backwards and bumps into Jack, revealing his location. And Scoria King just stares back at Jack Pilgrim, not knowing what to do next. The Mind Flayer, seeing the immediate threat in Zert, sends the Pumice to stop them. Each of the creatures hop onto the suit of armor, doing what they can to slow Zert down. The Mind Flayer begins to taunt. This is the Guardians? This is who you were scared of, Zigabeth? These people are nothing but wannabe heroes, playing pretend. An ancient dead order going up an ancient being with 10 times more power than they all have put together. Even without everything working in my favor, I could still beat you folk. Just then, the auroras grow larger and more rapid inside as the conjunction is on the brink of beginning. A set of Pumice appear with a new prisoner, Droopy. He is not yet mind-controlled, but he is very confused and disheartened to see his team down and out. Droopy locks eyes with Quentin in the back, who puts a finger over his mouth, telling him, "Don't worry, buddy. Everything's gonna be okay." The Mind Flayer begins to yell once again. I've done it! My plan, my double cross with Zigabeth, all comes together. Now with my own personal army, and a set of heroes nonetheless, I'll be able to control Nyson, and heck, I'll be able to rule over Noishing no problem. This is almost too easy. Then the Mind Flayer hears a voice. It's the same voice, but one he's not familiar with. As he looks around for this creature, who to him is too small to see, we know him as Wilfrey, who begins to think, disrupting and distracting the Mind Flayer, as only this new little creature knows how to do. This is his specialty. With the Mind Flayer dazed, Zert breaks from the Pumice pile and takes the device from its mouth guard that Emmy got earlier, and they plunge it into the Mind Flayer's neck. Emmy and Jack's plan worked. The Mind Flayer's control is lost. Though, on the other hand, Zert's plan just went into action. And the Mind Flayer takes a couple steps back and starts to choke, and you can hear like, what is happening? And then you just hear screaming from the Mind Flayer. And you watch the Mind Flayer or his body wince and change. His like octopus tentacles start to recede and go back in, and you watch hair start to grow. And the skin still kind of stays as this bluish, like aquamarine as it once was. And you notice his form getting more feminine, and as he's yelling and wincing, he changes and into half mind flayer, half water genasi. And you hear Narissa Holmes say, well. Sure is nice to be in a new body. She looks at Zert and she goes, oh, my sweet, sweet little child. And when Quentin hears that, he walks out and he's just in awe. And she goes, I know how much you've been in pain. Let me release that from you. And she grabs Zert and just uses all of this magic and this large flash and the symbolic shattering of chains and both literal shattering of metal happens. And as everyone turns and looks, where Zert used to be, two beings stand. One, a silhouette with the only thing exposed as this translucent brain. And as you see that, you see a thread tie itself to the forge. And then next to the silhouette is a humanoid woman who is half Arakoan, half human. It's Sia Flightfeather, but she looks much different than she did before. In some of the descriptions of her that you've heard from Quentin, or maybe even from Paladin Pilgrim, she looks more like a hawk. At this time, she looks more of a bird. Not a bird. She was a bird before. She looks more of a like vulture, and she has rougher skin, and she just looks harsher. And she just starts crying, and she looks up and locks eyes with you, Emmy, and she goes, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I made you do this, but it was the only way that I could be free."
Oh no! What have you done?
And Zigabeth, he's next to Jack, and he's just still standing completely confused. And he goes, hello, who are you, and what? Where did my friend go? The Mind Flayer, where'd he go?
I recall my recall blade to me and just kind of hold it out in front of me and Zigabeth towards the nearest threat, which is them.
Yeah, Nerissa goes, oh, I see we have a guardian over here. And she looks up and she says, Quentin, it's so good to see you. I'm messing up her voice.
That's fine. She's half mind flayer now. Whatever.
That's true.
It's so good to see you. No, that's still Zigabeth. I don't have many memories of this old form. But have no threat. Sir, the Mind Flayer is gone. Mind completely destroyed by my own reconstruction and re-engineered version of their magic. So you don't have to worry about the Mind Flayer anymore. You might have to worry about me, but that's only if you get on my bad side.
I don't know you, so I don't know what that is, and I still have this pointed towards me, and I am slowly walking towards the crystal. I'm sure it kind of looks like I'm walking towards them, but I will stop at the crystal. Okay. Yeah.
She's more focused on you, Jack, than she is Emmy. What do you do during this? Are you still trying to make your way to a Dreepy?
Yeah, during all this, I have been just moving towards Droopy, because you said he was coming down.
Well, he already came down, and so now he's like closer to them.
Yeah.
And there are about two pumice who have grabbed him by his arms, and he's just really confused.
Yeah. And so I've just gone over to him.
Make a stealth roll.
Yeah, because I wanted to slap the pumice. Like,
sure.
I'm going to hit somebody.
And wait, now that it's Narissa, like, what are the pumice doing?
They don't really know.
Did you say perception?
No, I said stealth.
Oh, okay. So that's only 7. 6 and 7.
Okay. So you're moving closer and closer. Narissa, as she's talking to Jack and locking eyes with him, out of the corner of her eye, she sees
you, Emmy. And she goes, no, hold up, dear. Don't get any closer. Are you coming for me or are you coming for the little goblin?
I'm just going to go stand over here by my little friend.
Okay. Things are a little new for me right now. I can't get back into her voice. It's driving me nuts. I'm going to need someone to catch me up. Who's the bad guy here?
You.
Why me? Why would it be me?
Well, I mean, like, it would be him, and I point at Zigabeth, but I go, it would be him, but it was mostly you.
You kind of trump him.
Yeah, you kind of trump him right now. I'm waving the sword, and I'm still kind of walking towards them, but just the crystal, really.
Is your intent to try to hit the crystal at one?
No, I intend to just kind of stand there, and then at some point kind of put my arm on it and go like...
Nerissa says, okay, well, how about we all just take a moment and maybe someone can explain what's happening. I know we're at the Forge Control.
Right.
I know that this old body had power over it. And I should still have power over it. What do you say? And she talks to the silhouette. And the silhouette stands up and goes, It looks like this guardian is trying to shut me down.
What are you?
I'm the Forge of Control.
Oh.
And Sia is just still there. And she goes, I was with it for so long.
With the Forge?
With the Forge. And she goes, I remember everything. I'm so sorry. Pretty glad and still a little shaken to be separated from her now. But at one point, we were one and I was able to move around the world freely more than my siblings could. But as they're telling me now, it seems like you just killed my last one.
Last one?
Forge.
Because you're a Forge, and I'm still kind of heading to the crystal.
And then Nerissa says, yes, isn't it fascinating? We never knew that the Forges actually were living and thriving creatures.
Hey, we found that out not too long ago. It's pretty wild.
I found that out years ago.
Well, that's great, but you didn't tell us, so I mean, hey, we're on the same page now.
But I couldn't. I was indisposed for a little bit. But since everything went according to plan, and thanks to this sweet, my best friend guardian, and Sia screams, and she's just like, I'm not your best friend. You used me. You took advantage of me and Quentin. And she goes, no. I only did what you volunteered to do.
I don't know. That sort of sounds like the same coin to me. I lean on the crystal as if I'm just sort of like on a wall.
Nerissa flicks out her hand and energy starts to come from it. And she goes, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Do what?
Keep your hand there.
Where? Oh, my bad. I'm very casual. You can call me that.
So she looks around and she goes, it seems like the conjunction of the auroras have started to begun. So seems like we're all going to be stuck down here unless we all kind of get a move on. Isn't that right?
Well, that was the plan. We did want to get out of here. Yes.
Yeah,
I don't want to stay here.
I don't think any of us do. I motion to everyone in the room. I'm just like, I don't think any of us do, right, guys?
Right. So meanwhile, while y'all have all been talking, could I not have been swatting at those little guys?
Because Zigabeth doesn't really know who to control or what's happening. And you were able to bring Droopy over closer to you.
To me.
And Droopy goes, Emmy, what's happening?
And I say, just a minute. We're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, but how can I help?
We're about to figure that out because I think you are actually going to be a big help in this.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because we know that, yes, the pure of heart is the chosen one and all that, I still don't even know what that meant. Like, what are you supposed to do with it?
I don't know. Throw him at the crystal. See what happens. Like a football.
See the crystal? Go hug it.
Hey, he goes, okay.
No. I'm kidding.
Okay, you pull him back. And then Gray,
Not yet.
Gray actually perks up and he goes, okay, everybody look. He goes, things have changed. Clearly, the person in charge is gone now. It's dead, right?
Right.
And Nerissa nods and Zigabeth goes, no, I'm still here.
Yeah, you are, unfortunately.
And Gray goes, I don't want anyone to be stuck down here. Mm-hmm. So Nerissa, was it? He goes, how about you let the controlled people go, and when the conjunction happens, they leave, my friends leave, and then you follow after.
And in fact, if Zigabeth wants to stay down there in his little world, that's fine.
But Zigabeth says, well, can I still have the plum ice?
No, they want to be free.
Well, but they don't have a bad life here.
I mean, it didn't look like they did, to be quite honest with you.
Actually, that's up to them.
That's the thing. It is up to them, and they do want to leave.
Well, then Quentin, who's leaning, Roxy is kind of helping him. They're both walking together. Quentin says, well, we have one issue. You have two of our friends.
Yeah.
So
how about that? Let's trade. Can we do a trade?
Zigabeth goes, I don't really know how.
What?
How to what?
How to
get our friends out of that crystal?
Yeah.
Oh,
see,
dear.
This is why you're not the leader in the room right now.
And then Zigabeth goes, but I am the leader.
No,
I'm the king of Storia.
I know you want to be, and I completely get that feeling, but you're not. So just stand by me. There's a lot going on, and I think it's in your best interest to just let whatever happens.
I need both of you to make a charisma roll. This is actually going to be for Droopy.
Oh, good.
Oh, cool. Me too.
Did you say charisma?
Yeah.
I have a 20.
Ooh.
15 and 5.
I got a 15 total.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since Droopy's closer to Emmy, we'll count this roll for him because I didn't really want to roll. I wanted you guys to roll.
All right, good.
And Droopy goes, what's the matter, Mr. King? You said that people don't like you? But you're the king, right? He goes, yeah, I know, but it's a little bit of a facade. I don't really know what I'm doing here. All I've just wanted is have a friend. And Droopy goes, well, I can be your friend. And he goes, why are we all fighting? Why can't we all be friends? We don't need to control anyone. That's not the way to make friends. You have to put love and care into things. And the fact, and he points at Nerissa, he goes, that you, I think, hurt my other friends. He goes, that's just not cool. And I don't like that. Because that's not what friends are supposed to do. Friends are supposed to stay with one another and talk to one another and be nice. And Nerissa just looks and goes, well, you're rather cute, aren't you?
And I'm just like beaming with like pride because it's like I love him so much.
And I'm
just standing here looking at him going,
I'm in what looks like a prayer position. The blade's just on the ground, and I sort of have my head in my hands. I don't know what's going to work out here.
And then Droopy says, and you, mean lady, you made her cry and made her look scary. I don't think you're ugly, lady. You look cool, but a little scary.
Yes.
And Sia's just kind of like looking at him, and he goes, and I don't like that one bit. And he pulls out a scroll and opens it. It's the scroll that Emmy and Edward gave to him for protection.
Oh, Jesus.
And he looks at Emmy and gives a wink. And as soon as he summons this colossal angelic being comes down, it's got like 6 wings, tons of eyes across its face. And
glowing, no doubt.
It is glowing, and this flaming sword comes out, and in this booming voice, it just says, I am here to protect with the power of the Maker, and by Droopy's hand, you have harmed him. Do no harm no longer. And swings and just clocks Nerissa, sending her flying across the room and doing Spiritual Guardian does.
Oh my god.
Probably like a 9,000.
Just 9999999.
No, well, it would be 7777. Oh. Actually.
So, I mean, it's not a whole lot of damage. Well, I mean, the initial hit does 13 against Nerissa, but she goes flying and hits against the wall.
You're gonna have to roll for the wall as well.
Yeah,
right.
So then she takes 5 like
additional
of force damage.
That's like 18.
And she just slams into the side of the wall and falls to the ground. And Droopy goes, Jack, now.
And I just go, oh, cool. And I put the hands on the crystal.
Make a Constitution
With your
saving throw.
gauntlet?
Yes.
With your gauntlets lit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never take those off. It's pretty gross.
No. I mean, with your gauntlets empowered.
Oh yeah.
You know, like.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Just trying to pat that thing. Oh yes, this baby rides for miles. Oh God.
What was he doing?
That's a 5.
Okay. What's your maximum health?
42.
Okay.
Gonna be one of these.
Yeah.
Poor Jack.
That's what I was
It's
expecting.
gonna happen again.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen again. It's okay.
Yeah.
Your maximum health goes down to 32.
All right, cool.
So you use the powers of the gauntlet and just like what's happened before when you've shut down a forge, a spiritual holographic version of the Paladin Pilgrim appears next to you with his hand overlaid on yours and gives you like a nod like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And you drain the forge of its power.
What does the forge do?
As you do, the light inside the crystal starts to glow brighter and brighter until it shines so bright it knocks all of the spirits inside of it out, and they all fly back to their body. And as another like concussive blast goes off, it sends you back just a little bit. And Zigabeth, who's like right behind you, gives a shout. Then you watch the vapor around it dissipate, and the crystal start to crumble and fall, with the forge being shut down. Nerissa is trying to get up, and the forge of control, its form turns and looks at Jack and just shakes his head, and then looks at Sia and says, "Well, even though we were together for too long, and I hated most of it. It wasn't entirely miserable." And from their feet, they disappear all the way up to the silhouette of their brain, which just vanishes in thin air, and the forge is shut down.
Yay.
And so as everybody returns kind of back to normal,
So the ones that were in the crystal
are now back,
Okay.
not mind controlled anymore. So there's all these different pumice looking around and going, what's happening?
Yeah, where are we? Yeah, I would imagine they're
Nix and Astrid?
Yeah, and
That's what I meant.
Nix and Astrid run to each other and they're like, okay, I was really, really confused.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
And as soon as you say all of this, Guardian Day happens, and you hear a little like beep beep bing, and the machine goes off, and all this light from the auroras shoot up like the Bifrost in the Marvel movies. And Quentin goes, "We can explain later. It's time to go."
Oh my god. We gotta go. We gotta go.
We have 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes.
I hope everyone follows my example, but I start picking up the nearest pumice because they can't run for garbage.
It's true. That's
and
true.
just pick up as many people as I can.
Yeah.
Maybe try to pick up Wilfrey if he's nearby. I don't know. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to book it over there. I don't care.
And I tell Droopy, I'll explain later, but you see these little guys, grab as many as you can, and we got to go towards that light.
Where's the spirit? Where's his summon?
It's still just standing with him because it'll last like an hour or something. It'll last like forever.
Is he going to be able to get out?
I mean,
Or does it matter?
As you ask the spiritual guardian, it says, "I have no reason to stay on this mortal plane until my master Droopy summons me in the power of the Maker. I will stay here."
Okay.
And Droopy goes, "Okay, thank you."
Okay.
So as everybody is running out and throwing the pumice and leading them into it, Astrid, Nix, and about half of the pumice go in and disappear.
Okay.
They disappear into the light and go into the surface world.
I want to be at a good enough distance, where I am grabbing as many pumice as are running towards me as well, and I'm just kind of chucking them towards the beam of light.
So as you
Everybody in.
make a dexterity throw.
All right.
Emmy, are you helping out?
Yes.
Do a dexterity throw.
Because we have 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And so far we've used up like 30 seconds.
Nice. You're doing way better than me.
18.
Okay.
I got a 15.
So yeah, you guys are quickly going through and getting them out, and Roxy says, "Look, I'm taking Quentin. We're going."
Okay.
Like, go. You guys will be fine.
Go.
So they leave, and then as you get the last pumice out, it's Jack, Emmy, Gray, and Droopy left, and Zigabeth is just kind of standing there, and Droopy looks and he goes, "Well, come on."
So are you coming with us or what?
And Zigabeth turns and he goes, would you want me?
I don't care. I mean,
I don't
you can
care
come.
as long as you behave yourself in our world.
I mean, you seem like fine, to be quite honest. So you can just come up. It sucks. You can't take anything with you, but there's some cool stuff up there too. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I have my stuff here, but there's the people who don't like me.
Hey, I mean, people that don't like you down here.
Yeah.
Up there, who knows?
And Droopy goes, you can have a fresh new start. He goes, doesn't matter what happened in your past. It matters what happens now.
He's right. And we're going to go, and you're welcome to come, but we're going.
I toss him a couple of the gems that I picked up from his house and go, yeah, I mean, you already got some, capital.
And he looks and he goes, did you steal these? But you gave them back.
Yes, that's what we do.
Well, it's really nice of you. Okay.
They're kind of worthless anyway.
And he goes, and he walks up and he's like, oh, what was that?
Nothing.
And Droopy goes, okay, you come with me. And he grabs his hand and the two of them walk into the light. And so Gray goes, hey, look, we did it.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he says that, there's a loud crash, and Nerissa has shot a Eldritch blast and has shot it into the machine. So it's starting to malfunction now. Part of it is gone. And she goes, okay, you guys aren't leaving without me though. Also, I didn't mention it before. This is kind of anticlimactic. Now we're having this big moment. Sia went with the pumice, so she's gone too.
I've been meaning to ask about that too.
Yeah, she's gone.
Okay.
She left with everybody else.
Okay.
You got your invisibility cloak back, and you got Will Free in your pocket.
Oh, okay.
But can we get out?
It looks like it's still functional,
Okay.
but you're...
Well, distance-wise, yeah.
Because I was always very, very close to Droopy, so if he grabbed that guy, I'm sure that I was right behind him.
Well, they left, and as soon as they left, you were about to step in.
Okay.
But then the blast kind of
And
set
then
you
there
back
was a
little
blast.
bit.
Yes.
Come on. We're guardians, aren't we? I mean, I didn't go through all this trouble not just to be stuck down here.
I mean, like you didn't. I'm kind of shooing behind me.
Yeah.
At you or whoever's behind me. I'm gonna assume I'm the farthest from it.
Okay.
And
Because then there's Gray. Where's Gray?
He's between Emmy and Jack.
Yeah.
Okay. And
So Jack is closest to Nerissa.
Because I mean, I don't actually, I think one of the last things I say is I don't really care if you come or not. At this point, I just want us out of here.
Just take a step back and just walk into the
I
light.
don't really care what I don't care what you do as I'm walking backwards.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Because he's doing this the whole time. I have a 6. Okay, I got a 20 when it counted.
Listen, everyone we want out is out.
Except me. I want out.
Me too.
Okay. I want out. And the whole time I'm just thinking, if we just keep getting out, if she gets out, she gets out. If she don't, she don't. I don't care. But I want us.
Hey, what's your maximum health?
My maximum health? 40?
You take 26 damage from Nerissa.
Okay.
Oh my.
And so she just shoots another large beam.
That's 14 HP left for you.
That just sears the side of you, Emmy. And it hits the other corner of the machine. So it's starting to fall, and the auroras are sprinkling and going everywhere.
I yell out. I just go, hey, all right. I mean, if you're trying to leave, why would you do this to yourself?
So wait, I take damage,
Yeah.
but I'm still in the room?
Yeah. But I can't trust all of you yet.
Okay. I get that. We get that. We don't trust you either. Here's the thing, okay? We can't nobody leave if you hit thing. And also, I mean, if we go, we can't come back down here to wreck this thing.
Well,
so like you'd be free to follow behind us.
Yeah, it's a win-win. We just need to get out now.
Like if we want to fight you, we're going to do it out there. All right? So
I don't want to fight you here.
She goes, let's make a deal.
What?
You let me go first, and then you go after me. Well, if you don't, I'm just going to destroy it anyway.
And then we're all stuck down here.
Then you're stuck down here.
You're stuck down here
instead
too.
of going.
Do you really want to do that?
Well,
we're wasting so much time. What is it now? 2 minutes?
Yeah.
She goes, you're still with Quentin. I don't know how much he said about me, and I don't know how.
He actually didn't talk much about you.
Yeah, kind of sad.
Make a persuasion roll. Oh, we got a 1 and
Goodness.
I got a 3.
Wait. 9. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9.
okay. She goes, no. That sucker was in love with me.
What?
He did anything I asked.
Well, okay, we did not get that story. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Okay, so Emmy's
I'm still lying.
Okay, you're still lying right now.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going, no, we did not get that story. Again, we just want out. You want out. Let's go.
She goes,
what are we going to do? You're going to be a minute behind us. Do you
Yeah.
think you're going to come out to an army? We're all hurt.
well, I don't know. I don't know what your plans are. And I know all I got to look out is for myself. And a lot of people do a lot of stupid things for love. You can ask Sia. The whole Zert situation was because of her and her desire to impress Jack Pilgrim.
We did not know that.
And she goes, I know there's someone you love. And she points at you, Emmy. And she says, I'm certain there's someone that you two love. And she points at you and Gray. And she goes, people will do anything to impress anyone. So I'm telling you right now, impress me and let me go.
All right. Here's the deal. Go ahead. Look, I'm standing right here. You go and I'll go right behind you. Or we can go together. How's that? Can we do that?
I just want to clarify something for everybody in the room real quick. I don't love you.
Well, the feeling's mutual, and she starts walking towards
I'm like,
closer to you.
right. And I'm going, I don't care. I just went out. Which I've been saying for the last 2 days,
And so, okay, so you guys are gonna let her.
Okay, when she goes out, I actually grab her arm, because if she's going, that way I know I'm going too, because she's not gonna not go.
She looks at you and she goes, "Hey, final warning.
Final warning what?
Of what? We're
I'm
going.
gonna kill you."
What, you're going to go through first. Let her go. You hurt her. Dang.
Do you still hold onto her arm?
Well, I mean, we're now literally like almost in the light when I grabbed her arm.
Yeah.
And so I guess I could let go.
Okay, well, she stepped back.
Oh,
so, but yeah, she's next to you.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's just looking at the three of you. Tristan, make a stealth check.
Stealth check? Like a saving throw or
No, just a
a
check.
skill throw? Oh, okay.
Because here's the other thing I can do.
I got an 8.
Okay.
Here's the other thing I can do. I could, I grabbed her, then I let go. Can I push her? Or is she too big?
I think you're thinking about it, but something else happens.
Okay.
Jack, you noticed your recall blade is missing. And then as Nerissa's still talking to you, she goes, "Now look." And the recall blade pierces her body, and behind her, Gray is stabbing her. And he turns her around because she's now starting to choke. And he says, and he looks at the both of you, and he says, "Don't live in the past, live in the moment, and look towards the future." And he pushes you guys in to the light, and he goes, "I love you." You disappear, and all of this blinding color of beautiful light flashes by you. It almost feels like a dream and a sweet song. You drop this empty field where everybody who had already gone ahead of you were waiting for you. They look and you both fall. And when you stand up, Astrid runs to you, Emmy, and so does Droopy. Droopy goes, "Oh no, Emmy, you're hurt." And you're just starting to bleed from your side. And you look where the light used to be in this big ring of like just burnt grass is. Nyx runs out and goes, guys, you're okay. Wait, I saw Gray with you guys. Where's Gray?
And I just start crying. I just start crying.
I just sort of sit on the grass and like look up and just sort of not.
Do you try to use the recall blade?
I do. I keep grabbing at the sky like for the recall blade.
It takes a while, but then it comes back.
No, it goes through the grass. It goes through.
Or it just materializes in your hand. And yeah, it's there. I mean, it's your blade.
I got the sword and I just start kind of throwing it, and recalling it, and throwing it and recalling it.
And then
out into the open.
Quentin walks over and he just puts his hand on your shoulder, Jack. And he said, I would say, like, I don't know what happened down there, but we did good. He did good.
I kind of just walk off.
Yep.
And Blue says, well, this is one for the stories. Not only did a guardian save us, but someone who wasn't a guardian.
Oh.
I don't know, felt like a guardian to me. I just keep walking off.
And Zigabeth looks and goes, here. And they all cheer and they all go. Oh, a bunch of them were like, what was his name? Okay, and they all like chatter. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. For Gray. Thanks for listening to Forsyth Fantasy Hour, a podcast created by Scott D. Forsyth. Hosted by Tristan Lagan, Vicky Forsyth, and Scott D. Forsyth. Intro and outro theme composed and performed by Popski, with additional music and sound effects provided by Audio Blocks. Until the next episode, stay safe, adventurers.